What it do, Dream Team? It's your boy D Neal back with another reaction video. Guys, here we are with Americans that visited Europe. What was the biggest shock for you? Reddit rundown. I'm intrigued to hear what these Americans have to say. Before we jump into this, y'all know what I need from y'all. Smack that subscribe button, ring that notification bell, get a video a thumbs up so it gets suggested. Social media, Patreon, all up top. You don't subscribe to any of it? Put all the links in the description. All you gotta do is hit the link, follow me, talk to me. Human, I talk back. If you got a favorite video suggestion, you can subscribe to Patreon, or in the description section there's a Google form link. What we got?
Americans that visited Europe. What was the biggest shock for you? Welcome to Reddit Rundown. Today, we will share again one of the top posts in Reddit's Ask Reddit page. I was surprised at how much walking I did. I did it because it was easy, not because I had to.
Nice.
1 week in Paris. I ate everything in sight and still lost 5 pounds thanks to all the walking.
No, the walking helps you lose weight. It's exercise. If you're doing right, that's smart. No, get me walking, cause I need to knock some of this weight off. So I need to be walking with y'all. I like that,
everything
though.
in sight and still lost 5 pounds thanks to all the walking. I went to Europe for 3 weeks once and ate constantly and still lost like 15 pounds, 150 pounds to 135 pounds. So a pretty significant percentage. When I got back home, gained it all back immediately, despite the fact that I walk 10 miles per day normally. I am absolutely 100% convinced it's because of excess sugar in everything we eat here.
It's gotta be, if you lost 15 pounds, bro, and you was just constantly eating everything, like everything put out in front of you, you got back, you gained it all back, and you was walking 10 miles a day, my lord. You know how long it takes to walk 10 miles a day? That's a long time. And it's got to be the excess sugar. It's got to be whatever's in the food. That's what it got to be. That's crazy.
Absolutely 100% convinced it's because of excess sugar in everything we eat
15
here.
pounds in 3 weeks. Oh my
2 weeks in England. Ate a ton of food and drank way too much beer. Ended up losing 10 pounds cause we walked everywhere. When I ordered a small drink, it was actually small. I've heard this mentioned before that ice in European drinks isn't really the norm. Why is that so? I can understand you wanting your drink to be cold. So is it more of like an upon request thing? Most of the drinks are served cold already. You can request to have ice in it too. When I was in the US, I really didn't like the large amounts of ice cubes in all the drinks, without being asked for it, because they tasted like chlorine most of the time, and also just dilute the drink. It changes the taste too much in my opinion.
The ice tasted like chlorine? I haven't tasted that, but I've never ate ice anywhere else. And so I guess I'm just used to the taste by now. Y'all know what I'm saying? And so it just don't taste no different from me because it's all ice tastes like that to me. That's interesting. But know what I'm saying? What I want to say is, forget about Weight Watchers, forget about diets, forget Americans. Y'all trying to lose weight, go to Europe. Go take a trip to Europe. That's what it sounds like. You can eat, it ain't even hard. You get to eat everything you wanted to eat. But you get to walk everywhere, you're going to lose that weight. That's crazy. Crazy.
And also just dilute the drink. It changes the taste too much in my opinion. I went to Scotland, ran across some German tourists who asked us to translate what the Scot was saying. We were all three speaking English. They just couldn't understand each other. I was in a hostel with a Japanese woman in Scotland. She was looking really down, so I asked her if she was okay. I thought my English was really good, she said. Yeah, me too, I replied. As someone with Scottish family I can say, Scots English is another breed. As an aspiring linguist, I have found that there is debate as to whether Scots is a dialect of English or its own language, not to be confused with Scots Gaelic.
Interesting.
I have a friend from the Dominican Republic who says if he's watching a UK-based show, he needs to turn the subtitles on because he can't understand the accents at all. He can understand me as an American just fine, but if a Brit came up and started speaking to him, he'd have no idea what they're saying. The amount of smoking. I have a close friend in Europe. She's talked about the public transportation and the way the cities are laid out to be beneficial to walking and biking. But nothing prepared me for the amount for smoking I saw when I was in Paris, Helsinki, Tampere, and Turku.
Yeah, I heard they do, and I feel like a lot of Americans smoke a lot, but I feel like I heard they smoke like a lot in some of those countries in Europe for sure. But this is cool to kind of see what people think. You know what I'm saying? What shocks them? Their biggest shock going over to Europe, coming from America. And what's funny is everybody is speaking English. But it's all different, you know, different accents make it hard for people to understand, make other people think you're speaking a whole nother language. Like three people speaking English, but none of them understanding each other. That's funny.
Smoking I saw when I was in Paris, Helsinki, Tampere, and Turku. Last time I was in Italy, I was driving through Milan. A guy pulled up to a red light on a mopped. He got off, took off his helmet, and lit up a cigarette. Italians do not give a single freak. One of my clearest memories of Paris was seeing a mopped rider keep hold of his cigarette even after being knocked off his bike in a small fender bender.
Ain't no way!
England and probably most of the UK, but I haven't left England in a while, has drastically reduced the amount of smoking there is over the past 10 years. I should imagine other European countries are similar. Smoking used to be so much more common, it's a wonder we didn't discover lung problems sooner.
Interesting.
I was in France, and the parents were smoking while pushing kids on a swing. I'm Canadian, and being allowed to have open liquor in public when I was in England was shocking to me.
Same here.
In France, people get 2-hour lunches. Like some stores will have 2 separate open and close times cause they'll just shut down for 2 hours a day to enjoy themselves. Most people seemed much happier and relaxed as a whole.
You get like 2 1-hour lunches or like a 2-hour lunch. Like, hold up, France. I might need to take a little visit. That's beautiful. 2-hour lunch. That's beautiful.
To enjoy themselves. Most people seemed much happier and relaxed as a whole. In Spain, most places just close from 2 to 5 in the afternoon, so the owners can have a lunch and nap break. I absolutely hated it, because I always forgot and it's my usual time to go get stuff. But hey, definitely good for them.
Big time.
You hear about how big the Roman Empire was and all the advanced building tech they had, but it doesn't really sink in until you see it with your own eyes.
I really want to see it.
Being in Rome, surrounded by the ruins, and a 3-on-3 Nike basketball tournament happening right there with the McDonald's in a historical building, all within the same view, was pretty wild. How old a lot of the cities are. People still living in buildings older than the US, walking down some of the old streets, feels like you're time traveling into a medieval fairy tale. In Italy, the shower at one of my hotels had no barriers to keep the water in one general area. It was just a drain in the floor. Luckily, it was just that one, and it was definitely an older hotel. Also, I was really surprised that the price was exactly what the price tag said. I love that the taxes rolled in, especially while I learned the currency.
Yeah, that's one thing you would love is definitely the prices. So I can definitely see that being a shock, but loving that part, like, okay, so I know exactly, I can add up exactly how much this stuff is going to be. Like, I know exactly how much it is. But that's cool, getting to see those ancient buildings and ancient, know what I'm saying? I think that's really awesome, and I want to see that stuff. To get to sightsee, and you got a Nike basketball tournament having, that's just fun, bro. Like, I want to see some of these buildings. People living in buildings older than the U.S. That's awesome.
I love that the taxes rolled in, especially while I learned the currency. That tax was included on the price tag. How everything is less sugary sweet. How people just walk away from minor vehicle bumps or scrapes. In the US, they would pull over and at minimum exchange info, if not call the police. In France, the lack of casual wear in public like shirts, sports clothing, how restaurants aren't about pumping people in and out, and no one is really in a rush. Paris. Much smaller size vehicles. Go to a typical parking lot in America, and 50 will be SUV or trucks. I barely saw any SUV or trucks in London or Paris. Athletic clothes are like an American tourist uniform lamau. That and leggings as pants. The amount of public transportation, and in many places people not driving or not even knowing how to drive.
Don't need to.
I was not ready for how many overwhelmingly beautiful ancient buildings and cities I
Man.
saw in only 2 weeks. I actually couldn't fathom what I was looking at. It was a surreal experience, like I was really in touch with a completely different era of humanity. There is absolutely nothing like this in America. It blew me away and made me really care much more about European history, urban planning, and architecture.
I think that's just really so cool. Like, it just makes me want to go over there and like see these ancient buildings, see these old cities, like walk through them. Know what I'm saying? Get to experience that. I think that's an awesome experience to have as an American. I think it would be. That's cool.
Me really care much more about European history, urban planning, and architecture. I lived in Europe for 5 years 2011-2016, specifically in Amsterdam. There were a lot of interesting little cultural quirks, of course. But there was only one thing I saw while living there that literally made me slam on my bicycle brakes and go back to see
Uh,
if I saw it right, which was of all things a Sesame Street live poster. You see, turns out
wow.
Big Bird, or his equivalent in the Netherlands, and several other countries, Isplu. The Dutch will insist that it's actually Big Bird's cousin, Pino, but I wasn't fooled. You
Huh.
know, he just escaped to the Netherlands to seek an alternative lifestyle. So yeah, I'm sure Op wanted something more serious and profound. But that was the biggest shock for sure, because who expects that? This is Reddit Rundown. If you are new here, please don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell for more updates. Thanks for
I like that. I like this channel. I like just going to see all those Reddit reviews, bro. Some of those are funny, but you get to learn about Europe. Even if you don't get to go there, you get to learn things while watching these videos online, and I think it's really awesome. But I'm sure it's nothing compared to like being over there, getting to experience it in person. I would love to be able to do that. But that's all we got for this one. You guys got a favorite song, artist, video, anything you want to see him react to? You can subscribe to Patreon, leave a suggestion, or in the description section there's a Google form link. Hit the link, fill out your suggestion, send it to me. Want me to get yours faster than others? Fill out premium. Make sure you hit subscribe to the channel, ring notification bell, get a video a thumbs up so it gets suggested. Social media, Patreon, all up top. You want to subscribe to any of it? Put all the links in the description. All you gotta do is hit the link, follow me, talk to me. Love talking to you guys. You guys are the most incredible team on YouTube. It's your boy D Neal. Out.